Decisions shape our lives. From the mundane choices like what to eat for breakfast to life-altering decisions like choosing a career path, we are constantly making decisions. These choices, big and small, determine the trajectory of our lives. Mastering the art of decision-making is therefore crucial for achieving personal and professional success. Good decisions lead to positive outcomes, while poor decisions can have detrimental consequences. By understanding the decision-making process and developing effective strategies, we can improve our ability to make sound judgments and achieve our goals. This essay will explore the key elements of effective decision-making, offering practical insights and guidance for navigating the complexities of choice. We will delve into common biases, explore strategies for making better decisions, and highlight the positive impact of good decisions. Decisions are everywhere, impacting every facet of our existence. We make choices about our relationships, our health, and our finances. These decisions can lead to happiness and fulfillment or to regret and disappointment. The ability to make good decisions is a valuable skill that can be honed and refined over time. It requires careful consideration, critical thinking, and an understanding of our own biases. By developing our decision-making skills, we empower ourselves to take control of our lives and create the future we desire. This journey of mastering decision-making begins with understanding the process itself. Decision-making is not merely a matter of choosing between options. It's a complex process that involves multiple stages. From identifying the problem to evaluating the outcomes, each step plays a crucial role in arriving at the best possible decision. Understanding these stages is the first step towards improving our decision-making abilities. We must learn to analyze the situation, gather relevant information, and weigh the pros and cons of each option. By approaching decision-making with a structured and systematic approach, we can minimize the risk of making impulsive or ill-informed choices. Mastering decision-making is not about eliminating all risks, but about making informed choices that align with our values and goals. It's about understanding the potential consequences of our actions and choosing the path that offers the greatest likelihood of success. By embracing the challenge of making difficult decisions, we develop resilience and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. This essay will serve as a guide to navigating the complexities of decision-making, empowering you to make choices that lead to a more fulfilling and successful life. The decision-making process typically begins with identifying the problem or opportunity. This involves clearly defining the situation and understanding the desired outcome. Once the problem is defined, the next step is to gather relevant information. This may involve researching different options, consulting with experts, or analyzing data. With sufficient information gathered, the next stage is to identify potential solutions. This requires brainstorming different approaches and considering the pros and cons of each option. After identifying potential solutions, the next step is to evaluate the alternatives. This involves carefully weighing the potential risks and benefits of each option. Consider the short-term and long-term consequences of each choice. It can be helpful to create a decision matrix or a pros and cons list to visualize the different options and their potential outcomes. Once the alternatives have been evaluated, the next step is to make a decision. This involves selecting the option that best aligns with your goals and values. Once a decision is made, the next step is to implement the chosen solution. This may involve developing a plan of action and allocating resources. It's important to monitor the progress of the implementation and make adjustments as needed. Finally, the last step in the decision-making process is to evaluate the outcome. Assess whether the decision achieved the desired results. If not, analyze what went wrong and learn from the experience. This feedback can be valuable for improving future decision-making. The decision-making process is not always linear. Sometimes it may be necessary to revisit previous steps or to iterate through the process multiple times. The key is to remain flexible and adaptable, adjusting your approach as needed. By following a structured decision-making process, you can improve the quality of your decisions and increase your chances of achieving your goals. Our decisions are often influenced by unconscious biases that can lead to suboptimal choices. One common bias is confirmation bias, which is the tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs and ignore information that contradicts them. Another common bias is anchoring bias, which is the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive, even if it's irrelevant or inaccurate. These biases can cloud our judgment and prevent us from making objective decisions. Another common bias is the availability heuristic, which is the tendency to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily recalled, such as vivid or recent events. This can lead us to make decisions based on fear or emotion, rather than logic and reason. The framing effect is another bias that can influence our decisions. This refers to the way a problem or choice is presented. For example, people are more likely to choose an option framed as a gain rather than a loss, even if the outcomes are the same. The bandwagon effect is another bias that can lead us to make poor decisions. This is the tendency to follow the crowd, even if it goes against our own judgment. We may feel pressured to conform to the norms of our social group, even if we disagree with them. Loss aversion is another bias that can influence our decisions. This is the tendency to feel the pain of a loss more strongly than the pleasure of a gain. This can lead us to avoid taking risks, even when the potential rewards are high. Overcoming these biases requires conscious effort and self-awareness. By recognizing our own biases, we can take steps to mitigate their influence on our decisions. This may involve seeking out diverse perspectives, challenging our assumptions, and using data and evidence to support our judgments. By developing a more objective and rational approach to decision-making, we can improve the quality of our choices and achieve better outcomes. Section 4. Strategies for effective decision-making. One effective strategy for making better decisions is to define your goals and values. Clearly articulate what you want to achieve and what principles guide your actions. This will provide a framework for evaluating different options and making choices that align with your overall objectives. Another strategy is to gather as much relevant information as possible. Research different options, consult with experts, and analyze data to gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation. Consider the potential consequences of each option, both short-term and long-term. Think about the potential risks and benefits of each choice, and how they align with your goals and values. It can be helpful to create a decision matrix or a pros and cons list to visualize the different options and their potential outcomes. Once you have evaluated the alternatives, make a decision and commit to it. Avoid second-guessing yourself or constantly re-evaluating your choice. Once you have made a decision, develop a plan of action and implement it. Break down the decision into smaller, manageable steps. Set deadlines and track your progress. Be flexible and adapt your plan as needed. Don't be afraid to course correct if you encounter obstacles or unexpected challenges. Regularly evaluate the outcome of your decisions. Assess whether the decision achieved the desired results. If not, analyze what went wrong and learn from the experience. This feedback can be valuable for improving future decision-making. Seek feedback from others. Ask trusted colleagues, friends, or family members for their perspectives on your decision-making process. Be open to constructive criticism and use it to refine your approach. Embrace continuous learning. Stay updated on best practices and new techniques for effective decision-making. Read books, attend workshops, and seek out opportunities to enhance your skills. Section 5. The power of good decisions. Good decisions can have a profound impact on our lives, leading to greater success, fulfillment, and happiness. In our personal lives, good decisions can improve our relationships, enhance our well-being, and lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. In our professional lives, good decisions can contribute to career advancement, increased productivity, and greater job satisfaction. By making sound judgments, we create a positive ripple effect that influences all aspects of our lives. Effective decision-making empowers us to take control of our destiny. It allows us to shape our future and create the life we envision. When we make good decisions, we build confidence in our abilities and develop a sense of self-efficacy. This, in turn, motivates us to set higher goals and strive for greater achievements. Good decisions can also lead to greater resilience. When faced with setbacks or challenges, the ability to make sound judgments helps us navigate difficult situations and emerge stronger on the other side. Good decisions foster a sense of purpose and direction. When we make choices that align with our values and goals, we feel a greater sense of meaning and fulfillment in our lives. This can lead to increased happiness, reduced stress, and a more positive outlook on life. Effective decision-making also enhances our problem-solving skills. By learning from our past decisions, both good and bad, we develop a sharper ability to analyze situations, identify potential solutions, and make informed choices. The positive impact of good decisions extends beyond our individual lives. In communities and organizations, effective decision-making can lead to positive social change, improved organizational performance, and a more sustainable future. By making sound judgments, we contribute to the well-being of others and create a better world for future generations. Mastering the art of decision-making is an ongoing journey, but the rewards are well worth the effort. By developing our decision-making skills, we empower ourselves to live more fulfilling and successful lives.